there's people on the internet who don't like us. Do you consider them enemies?
Yes.
You do?
My therapist ghosted me. I just thought about that.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to school.
But don't worry, everything's cool.
I'm your host, Julyssa.
And I'm your host, Janel, a.k.a. the baddest.
And, of course, we are here with the boys, Steve and Brennan. Say what's up, you guys.
What's up?
And how y'all doing today?
I'm doing all right.
You
see, I gotta switch it up on you guys.
Potato.
They're literally
tomato.
bullying me when I'm right. All right. You guys want me to pretend like World War III isn't literally about to happen, bro? Wow.
No, literally.
Yeah, you guys are trying to gaslight me.
Why just all right, though?
Okay. What?
Why just all right? Who said all right? You?
Yeah, no,
He
I
did.
said all right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I just said because it's World War III, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm doing good. I'm just fucking around.
How was your week?
It was cool.
It was cool. Yeah, it was. Everything was cool.
Everything was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Todo chido, you know? What about you guys? What about you?
I had a good week. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Guess.
It's been pretty good. It's also the start of Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Her story.
Bow
Month.
down.
Yeah.
Bow down?
Yeah, y'all should be giving us some money right now.
I
Yeah.
like that picture.
Let me
That's
see.
how I like my men.
Brandon, name a top 5 women of all time.
Top 5 women of all time.
Of all time.
Damn. I'm gonna say.
Damn, he can't even.
Yeah, he don't
I'm
know.
thinking
no
He
of
one.
a
doesn't
I'm
even
thinking of a
think
good
of
list.
one.
I'm gonna say it's because there's like a bunch that are suddenly controversial now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like, you know.
All right, I'll go first then.
Rosa Parks. Gotta put Rosa Parks.
That's
right?
so funny. I was literally going to say Rosa Parks.
I had to beat you to it. I
It's
knew you were gonna say
easily
that.
top 5. Top
Mhm.
5 goated women of all time.
Golden woman.
I'll put my mom on there for sure. Put,
You have 2 women right here. We ain't in
That's
your top
crazy.
5? That's
top
crazy.
10 maybe.
Top 10?
Yeah, but
Oh,
maybe not top
damn.
5.
I
My
don't
mom's
like
on there for sure. Or that might be the number 1 spot.
Who are your
Oh.
guys' top 5 women of all time?
Yeah.
Can I put myself on the list?
Yeah, you know that's cool. I like the confidence
Let
in
me
that.
see. I don't know. I forgot of every woman ever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My mom, my grandma,
Yeah.
Her mom.
her mom.
Her grandma.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Beyonce's on that list for sure.
Selena.
Hmm. Man,
Do it-
speaking
do
of
it.
Selena, Yolanda, we should just beat her ass every time we see her. I just can't stand her.
She's
She's in
prison,
jail.
right?
Yeah,
well,
she's in jail.
if she should stay in there because if she come out, it's gonna be issues.
She is supposed to come out, isn't she?
She should stay.
No, I
Thank-
think she got denied.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think she got
so.
denied parole.
Ruin us like that. So pisses me off. To
All right,
this day.
then give me
I like
on that subject. Then give me your top 5 worst women of all
Nicki
time.
Minaj.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Good
start. Let's
start.
start off there.
Okay.
Erica
What's
Kirk.
Erica Kirk?
Okay. Damn. Already, she's putting up accolades like that.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about
She's
what
already
about
in the top 5
Candace
worst.
Candace who?
Owen? Do you know who she is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Charlie
I'm pretty
Kirk's-
sure she'll
Charlie
be on
Kirk's
that
other
list
wife?
too. Pretty sure she'll be
Just
on
to
that
throw
list.
straight out there,
She's
Caitlin Clark.
She's a dishonorable mention.
I don't think Caitlin Clark will be on my top 5 just yet. I think she just does a lot of weird shit.
Oh,
but,
dishonorable
like,
mention.
Top 10.
Yeah,
Top 10.
yeah.
Dishonorable mention.
all right, all right.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, the only reason I don't like her is because of all this shit that's happening, and she chooses not to
speak
speak up
up.
about it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's the only reason
But she's
I.
not the top 5 worst women of all time.
No. Yeah.
Nah, there's probably
Yeah.
worse people.
I think it's probably worse because if she was saying, nah, she'd be doing some weird shit though.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all a little weird, I guess.
Who
She's
were there any like evil women dictators? I don't think there were, huh?
no, I don't think so. Well, probably, pretty sure.
Really?
I mean,
we got the world in our pocket. Let me see.
Thank God, that's amazing. Don't you love that?
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
do.
Evil
I don't know what
women
we would have done
dictators.
before this.
Right.
I had read this thing the other day where it's like, what were some icks that were ridiculous but forced you to like end the relationship?
Mm-hmm.
And there was this girl who talked about how like there's this guy that she was seeing would Google every single thing that she would say to fact check her, like every single time they would.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That they would have a normal conversation and be like, "Let me look that up." Actually, it's like, is that true? I'm gonna look it up. But
Well, I
that
wouldn't mind if they're trying to like check, but then I'm like, you don't trust me?
every
you don't
single
believe?
time.
That would irritate me every single time. You don't trust me.
I think there's something like beautiful to be said in average human conversation where you don't look something up sometimes, and you guys are both just like, yeah,
do.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take your word for it. And for the most part, most people are usually telling the truth. Some people are
Mhm.
bullshitting. Like, have
Yeah.
you ever seen that clip of? I think it's like a Joe Rogan podcast clip. I don't know who the guy is, but he's saying like, "Did you see that there's like 40 million something happening, and then
He's
Joe
like,
Rogan's
is that
like,
true? I don't know. Look it up.
yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's like, where'd you hear that? I don't know. Look it up.
Did you see? It came out recently that men listening to Joe Rogan is now like a top 5 ick for women.
Yes.
I
It's
mean,
not
it makes
surprising.
sense. It's kind of like I don't know, like what's another thing that's like a red flag if a guy is into?
Like Fresh and Fit podcast,
Oh, yeah,
or
I mean,
like
Chris
any type of
Brown.
or any type of like, or they're like really into Tory Lanez. They're just like
Yeah.
any type of weird, you know.
Even if Tory Lanez didn't have his problematic history, if you were just a fan of his music, is just a red flag.
Yeah, honestly, I just think it's really strange how they're just so obsessed with him and like protecting him and stuff in that way, because his music wasn't even all that good for you guys to be acting like
I
this.
I didn't know who he was until the
Meg.
issue with Meg.
Yeah, cause exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay,
just
so
like-
there were a few quote unquote evil women dictators. There's one called Queen Ranavalon, the first of Madagascar, ruled with an iron fist, utilizing forced labor, executions, and torture to isolate
What
her
year was
kingdom.
this?
Is 1828.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
I know.
Damn.
Damn. Is
Gotta
she
go
top
far.
5 worst women all the time?
Yeah.
Maybe Jelaine
With the
Maxwell.
queens?
Oh.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. We gotta add Naomi
Oh, yeah.
Campbell. What about what's her
Naomi
name?
Campbell?
Yeah. She's,
Wait, what'd she do?
What'd she do?
Mm.
Like personal beef.
I just don't like it.
She's in the Epstein files.
Oh, she is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's yeah.
Wait, Naomi Campbell?
I
Yeah,
feel like
the-
there was something
the-
else. Too,
I've
though.
heard some bad stuff about her. Yeah.
She's I don't know. You never know about these people. Did you guys watch the video I sent with the Epstein files?
I
thing?
tried to watch it, and at the time when I clicked on it, it got deleted.
Yeah, they had like they took
Damn.
he wrote a he put on like YouTube, because I follow him, the Vogue Guys, I think his name is.
Shout out to him.
He does a lot of like deep dives on like random topics and such. Not random, they're like more political and like artists and stuff.
Mhm.
So he did like an Epstein files one, and he had to take it down because it was getting demonetized. So he tried to put it back up, and still like it got demonetized. So he did everything he could to try to make sure it wasn't going to get that
Yeah.
way. But I guess for some
Yeah.
reason,
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but I tried to watch it and too late. By the time
Yeah.
I got
Dude,
to
the
it, it was
basketball
deleted.
one.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
I like the Rusty Buckets. He's really nice. He's a good YouTuber. He talks about he hates Kevin Durant. So he
Oh,
did a
really?
whole he did a hate video
hate
on
Kevin
Kevin Durant.
You know what
It's
sucks
actually really
is, like,
interesting.
I was a Kevin Durant defender, dude, until
Until his recent leaks.
Recent leaks. I was like, damn, I thought he was chill.
Did you like the video?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was really good.
I honestly, me too. I actually fucked with him until that
I
happened.
thought he was overhated for no reason.
I thought he was more chill than.
I think I got a little bit better after a few years when he left Golden State, but I was really mad about that. I didn't like that at all.
Well, here was my thing is I felt like with Kevin Durant going, I thought it was like whatever's. Like I can see, like I don't think it's invalid for people to be mad about that situation,
Mm-hmm.
but I always thought like a lot of other people skirted by really easily. Like I always thought it was weird how Kevin Durant's rings weren't valid in Golden State, but somehow Steph Curry's were like a lot. Like they were like, nah, Steph's got 2 back-to-backs or whatever. And I was like, I mean, how come when it's Kevin Durant's rings, they don't count, but when it's Steph Curry's rings, they count?
Because
Because Kevin Durant was better than Steph Curry on those teams. He was the best player on
He was
the
the
team.
best player on the team. Also, I saw a clip, speaking of this, because it kind of threw me off. I didn't know this was real. But, like, the Bob Myers, I think his name is. I'm not sure. But the former GM for the Golden
Right.
State Warriors, during their, like, last parade, they were saying, like, we're going to give Durant whatever he wants. And then at the parade, he said, no, we're actually not. But Curry can. And I'm just like, you just said that out loud? It was just a
Right.
very weird
'Cause
interaction.
well, now that it's universal that it's like fuck Steph Curry because of all the stuff he's done, I can also get on my fuck Steph Curry shit. Where it's just like I always thought it was weird how Steph Curry was never held accountable for like all the locker room drama. Like if he's like the leader of the team, how come he
Yeah.
never stepped in? Because if any other star player, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, whoever the fuck, has something like that gone down, it would have been all on them. Like, why didn't you get your boys like in order?
Yeah, I
And
think his
then-
leadership is just different.
Yeah,
though.
because
That's
I feel
probably
like
why.
I feel like the fact that obviously Draymond like ruined the dynasties like twice now.
Yes.
It's like you'd think that Steph Curry would, hey man, get your boy, you know. But he's just like, nah, it's not really my business.
Yeah.
Let him do
I
whatever
think
he
he was
wants.
very selfish.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't Steph Curry.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
feel like I think he had his own personal relationships with them, and I
Yeah.
think he cared more about the personal relationships that he had with them. And then at the same time, he was kind of like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
I think he low-key didn't like Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
like that he was there. I think he was like, it's hurting my legacy.
Kind of. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, it
low-key
was,
because
yeah.
you're not the best player on the team.
Yeah.
So it's actually it
So
is
he was
hurting
like,
your
I
legacy.
mean, I don't know. Maybe Draymond is right. I don't know. You know?
Maybe Draymond is a speaker and what actually needs to,
that's what I think.
type thing.
Yeah.
But type shit. I like saying
Yeah.
that. Type shit.
Type shit's a good one.
It really is.
That's how he gets his rage out.
Who?
His
Steph
people.
Curry?
No, Draymond.
No, he be
Oh.
jumping on people's backs and shit. He's strange.
I know, isn't that funny?
Dude, yeah.
Speaking on type shit, we were trying to show Julie's boyfriend like how to use type shit, and it's funny because he's white. So he was like, "How do I use it like in a sentence?"
Does he
Type
say?
shit.
Does
Did he
say
figure it out?
funny?
I don't think.
Or does he? Is
I
he
think
like,
he
type
kind
shit?
of. No, he says type shit.
Type
But-
of shit.
Type of shit.
But it's because he works with he's starting to work with a lot of like younger
Oh,
kids,
the
and
youth.
so he's just like, how do I use it?
No, kids really do be coming up with some really good slang. And I'm like, I really need to get onto this. Because my nephew said something the other day, and I can't remember what he said. I'm like, I need to write that down. Like, I want to use that in a sentence.
Yeah, I do like all the new slang that gets invented, even when it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like local genuinely.
Local
Local-
Kenyan, or
I've never heard of that. What does that
Jester
mean?
gooning.
What is this?
Or
Local genuinely. You never heard that?
No, what does that mean?
Well, so people say people used to say low genuinely, like low key and genuinely,
Uh-huh.
and then they throw Kirk in there, like Charlie Kirk. So low Kirk genuinely.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen what people have been saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is before Kirk. Like,
Yeah.
by FEC.
Before
I'm like,
Kirk.
y'all going to hell for real, but it's funny.
And jester gooning means like you're acting a fool for the attention of women.
Or
Oh,
have you ever heard of looks maxing?
no.
You guys haven't heard? Have you? Looks maxing?
No.
You know, I know you have, huh?
Yeah, clearly.
What does it mean?
Looks maxing. Okay, word of the day for us here at what should our school be called? If we had a school, what should we call it?
I don't know. TODO CHIDO.
Academy.
University.
Yeah.
University. The word of the day is looks maxing. So it's basically just like you used every single like resource you have to look your most absolutely beautiful.
You're
like,
maximizing your looks. Your looks
Yeah.
maxing.
Ooh.
yeah. So it'll be like people will literally be
Well,
like you have to hold.
you can use maxing as like a suffix to a bunch of things.
I like that word.
Like you're I don't know.
You're lazy maxing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We're podcast maxing.
No,
right now.
no. I like the one when I go shopping and I buy a lot of things. I'm like I'm money maxing. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're getting old, dude.
No, we
what
are.
was the other one that Valentine did when he did the little like thing and then he did like that? What's
Mewing?
That called? Oh, mewing. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's old now.
Or and then
Mm.
mogging.
Mogging, yeah. We explained mogging to you, right?
Yeah.
Repeat. What was the?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Explain it to Janelle. Have you heard mogging?
No.
It's like it's kind of like
Mogging,
own-
mogging is like putting someone to shame almost. Like
Yeah.
kind of like
Oh.
kind of like in the like kind of I guess the male version of like serving or eating
Oh,
someone up,
yeah,
eating
yeah,
someone up, like eating someone up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Like,
Okay.
so it's like
Why not? I just
So if
automatically
we were in the if we were
So
in the
like-
same fit, but
so-
like
so
he was
like,
wearing it better than me.
Yeah, let's say we had the same exact fit on, and I just had that shit on,
Yeah.
but his
Uh-huh.
didn't like fit. It was not ironed, whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, I mogged him.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
mogging me.
okay, I
Mogging-
like that.
He's mogging the fuck out of
Like, I
me.
ate his ass
Okay,
up,
like a
yeah.
fake, like I know what
Yeah.
that means. Like when you like have a mug kind of thing, kind of
Yeah.
sounds like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah,
it's not the
but you can
Oh.
use it to like other stuff too.
Yeah,
so
like
it's
friendship
like,
mogging.
so like let's say we had like there was like another podcast that tried to like copy us, and it was just ass. Like it was terrible. We like
Yeah.
mogged them. Like
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard one the other day, friendship mogging, where it's like you'll be at a place with your friends, like a restaurant, and you'll laugh harder, so that way you friendship mog. the other
Mm.
You'll
What?
laugh harder.
That's
yeah,
funny.
but anyways, moving on into our episode for this week. What a funny! I don't even know how to transition this one. Usually I do it pretty smoothly, but a crazy situation happened once again on Sunday that we weren't able to get to as soon as possible. But now we're able to get to it. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm not sure how viral it's gone. But Michael B. Jordan and Delroy, I forgot Delroy's full name. Do you guys know?
I look at him.
Well, Michael and Delroy. I'll call them by their names. Some guy with Tourette's. They were presenting an award at the BAFTA. It's literally the first award of the night, right?
Was it?
Lindo.
first
Oh,
award?
Delroy
Yeah.
Lindo.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it was the first
Yeah,
award. of the
yeah,
night.
it was the first award of the.
It
the
happened
night.
right as the fucking BAFTA
I'm gonna
started.
watch it.
It was
I
the
haven't
first
watched
thing.
it. Let me
Yeah,
see.
I didn't
so
watch
so
it either.
for context, basically someone with Tourette's called Michael and Delroy the N-word RR like live in front of everybody, and then I'll explain more. Jenna,
No,
you go.
no. It wasn't live.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't
wasn't
live.
live.
It was
It
They
wasn't
could have.
pre-recorded.
So they could have took it out. It's bleeped here. Okay, hold on. It's bleeped there, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, we would have had to bleep it
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
Anyways.
true.
Okay. So that's good, actually.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot to kind of unpack. I think I'll explain more of the context of what happened. So actually, the BAFTAs were on a time delay to the United States because it takes place in Britain, right?
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah. British
British something.
something
right?
awards. I don't know.
Mhm.
But apparently, the story goes that Warner Brothers, once that incident occurred, reached out to the BAFTAs immediately and told them to remove that incident from the live broadcast. And there was like somewhere between 3 to 4 hours between
Mhm.
like that airing in the United States, and it aired with it fully like uncensored. You could straight up just hear them be called the N-word.
Mhm.
And it caused a lot of spark and outrage, rightfully so, because, well, one, there was active effort to have it removed. And then two, also just that happening is just kind of
During Black History Month, too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
well, like, what's your reaction to that? Like, what do you think?
I think that's, I don't know, because I saw Jamie's Fox
Oh,
comment. And
I
he was
saw
like,
that
he
too.
meant that shit. Obviously Tourette's is what is it
It's a disorder.
It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
disorder.
Yeah.
So like you can't control what you say, and sometimes I know like I will watch a lot of like videos of like on
Mhm.
TLC when they show like the people who have Tourette's and how like they just say whatever sometimes, and that's just how it is because they can't really stop that. So I understand, but I'm like, I feel like I saw somewhere where they said that they took certain things out else,
Yeah,
but they kept
so-
that one in,
So
Yeah, so-
someone also had said free Palestine.
and they kept that.
No,
they took that out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they couldn't take that part out.
Yeah. Well,
Well-
yeah. I think it's just crazy that, because I guess like when I heard, I mean, not that it's excusable, but I just assumed that their excuse was gonna be like, oh, like yeah, we could edit it out, but like it's just way too much of a like scope. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then I heard about how like, oh no, they actually edited out a lot. They
Yeah.
just actively chose not to edit that out, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I was telling Brandon or somebody else when it happened, but I think part of the reason why it kind of enrages me is that like it makes it feel as though like I think I was telling you, it makes it feel like damn, like privileged like white folk literally don't see the N-word as like a bad thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like they see free Palestine as like, oh, that's like
Yeah.
religious.
Yeah.
But like the N-word is like, it's whatever. It's like leave it in. Like at
Yeah.
least that's how I interpret that reaction. And I think that's what makes me like, I guess, angry about it is that it's kind of like it goes to show you like I guess people's mentality when it comes to like slurs
yeah.
and how they don't take it as seriously as they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've seen it through our comments and stuff. They don't take it as seriously as they should. But
Yeah.
honestly, it just feels very like, I don't know. I wouldn't say you shouldn't come to a damn award show if you
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
disorder. That's absolutely not. That's an insane thought. But I would say that it's just kind of insane that they didn't take that out or they didn't make
Yeah.
absolute like maximum effort. What did that word you said?
Maxie, they didn't
To-
effort max.
Yeah, to get that out because I think that was kind of insane.
Well, did the guy ever apologize?
No,
he
I don't-
said that he reached out to Michael and Delroy personally.
but what would make you have that tick? I want to know. Like, how is that
I
of
think
all?
from what I've seen, and I don't understand Tourette's fully, so I'm not gonna act like I do. But the few videos that I've seen, is it makes you say the most inappropriate and things possible at the
Mhm.
time. So I'm assuming whatever it was, the tick was like, oh, this is very inappropriate to say at this
Yeah.
time. And yeah.
So
Yeah.
it just comes out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think also what is crazy is the way it was just handled.
Yeah.
Because people have been coming out, especially now that the the NAACP awards
Yeah.
happened. A lot more people have been speaking out about it, and I think I forget who she played exactly, but one of the girls who was in Sinners talked about like her co-stars, and she was mentioning how it's just weird that like BBC, which is the one who aired all this, that it was weird that they didn't like take out the part where he said it. Plus, the part of somebody shouting out Palestine was also a black director.
Mm.
So they were like, why did they silence him? And then the other part is that the designer for Sinners also got called the N-word
Really?
throughout the night. 'Cause she came out speaking out about it, being like, that wasn't the first time. I heard it at least 3 times that night.
Mm.
And some of it was directed at me. And so basically people were saying that it just seems that they don't really care to protect Black people.
Yeah.
And so then I think that's the biggest thing of like my own takeaway where it angers me, because I'm like, okay, like we can accept that he has Tourette's, he couldn't control it, but where was the protection for these Black folk that got attacked by this word?
Exactly.
Because it's still a harsh word. It's
Yeah.
still a harmful word to a community. So like why wasn't anything being done? And the fact that Delroy came out and said, I would have liked for somebody from BAFTA to come up to us and be like, and at least like check in on us, but nobody did.
Yeah.
I wonder
if they like told them that like was, you know, possible.
Like he was, I think no, they didn't. I think somebody spoke out and said that they weren't prepared for that at all.
I just feel like that would be such a tough thing to experience, especially in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
And like I can't even imagine like what you were saying exactly true, because like I couldn't imagine being there and just like hearing someone say that and not have like a visual reaction.
Right.
And especially when you're trying to be professional and like still, and you're still mindful because you're like, this person has a disorder, you know, whatever, but at the same time it's still going to be hurtful, it's still going to hurt.
Yeah.
It's still going to make you feel some type of way, because it's like, especially, you know, it's Black History Month too. I think that would have like added even extra to it.
So,
So,
I agree with both of you guys, where it's like I think it was just horribly
Yeah.
handled, because it's like you're saying, it's like you can absolutely offer the grace to somebody who's dealing with a disorder, but where was the grace for the Black community?
Yes,
You know, there was no grace
exactly.
for them. There was nobody, as Delroy said, nobody checked in on him or Michael B. Jordan, and then I guess the designer either.
Yeah.
They made no attempt to like censor it, because why wouldn't you censor it? Like it's
Yeah.
a slur. It's a slur and a bad word. Like why
Yeah.
would you air that? Like, and it's not like it was a difficult, like it interrupted their speech. There was a long pause for them to take that out. And I think it just gives off the, like how you said, the impression that it's not a big deal.
Like
Yeah.
they're just careless about
Like
it.
it's like they were just like, oh, I mean, whatever. Like they'll get over it. It's not
Or
that
maybe
serious.
to keep it to start up conversation or
Yeah.
something like that.
Or
Because people
maybe-
do shit like that. Like
Yeah.
people are that thirsty for that kind of attention, whether it's good or bad. So I don't know. That's a really weird.
That's just what a crazy reality. Like, what kind of world is it that they censor end of genocide, but they actively broadcast arguably one of the most harmful slurs ever? Like, isn't that what an insane world?
Yeah, it was also a weird like coincidence that we were just talking about this like
Yeah.
last week, and then
Yeah.
this happened.
Yeah.
Because like it really proved our point. Like, damn, like people just really wanted to be heard, like that word to be heard. Like,
No,
they don't give a
yeah,
fuck.
dude.
I just
like-
got it. Someone just said it to me yesterday, but not the hard R. But yeah, so it's just.
I just-
oh yeah, you were telling us.
Yeah.
you know.
I just think it's crazy because obviously, like, that's like, it's a reality check to like see how often it actually really is still thrown around.
Yeah.
And then the comments were shocking about how many people were like still actively defending the use of it.
Yeah.
Like, I was just baffled. Like,
what was
why?
the craziest comment for you?
The craziest one was the guy saying like, I don't use it, but like, make no mistake, I can. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I just thought it was crazy when people were like,
I took a screenshot. I can read it.
how Mexicans or like indigenous people are Black, so then
It's just-
they're able to use it.
It's just horrible because it's like, why are you erasing like, or trying to actively erase like Black history?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
where is it?
Yeah.
Here he says, this guy says, I don't use it, but I can because as a Mexican, Spanish was forced on us and we've spoken it for 500 years. More of me, less, and the racial slur in question is derived from the Spanish and Portuguese word negro, black, which originates from the Latin, and I'm not going to say that. Oh, shit, I didn't even notice he fucking wrote it in there. Yeah,
Wow.
he writes it in the
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. No, it was a lot of them writing like a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, blocked.
Isn't
that
that
blocked?
Yeah.
Isn't that
That
just,
is crazy.
make no mistake, I can use it. What the fuck?
I just like I think my biggest like defense of it is what you said of like, why do you even just want to say it that bad? Like that, the amount of effort you're going through like that.
Yeah,
bro,
like
bro writing a dissertation.
trying to
Right.
paint like a historical, like, no, you don't
Bro,
understand.
sat down on his phone and wrote like probably like took some pauses, rewrote his statement just so he can be like, I could see the N-word.
Dude,
Yeah.
and that
It's
guy
just so cringe
had
and corny
his
to me.
face. Like, he wasn't even hiding it. He was like, no, like,
Yeah.
this is me.
I know, right? The bold as
Bold as
fuck.
fuck.
I
The
had
audacity.
I had to delete my comment because I was on my own personal page about to respond back to stuff. I'm like, people like that are not going to hear you. They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
They're not here to hear you. They're here to just say what the fuck they want to say. You can't control people, and I don't want to. By the end of the day, if you feel so comfortable saying it, just say it
Yeah.
around the right person, and I hope you do. I
Yeah.
pray they say it around the right person at the right time,
Yeah.
because
Like back to the incident with Michael B. Jordan and Delroy. I also feel bad for Delroy because he's kind of had a bad spell in like the media right now.
They've been
Oh, yeah.
disrespecting
Do you remember?
the fuck
Did
out of
you-
him, dude.
Did you see the other interview where they're like,
new up and coming
Yeah,
artist. I'm
yeah,
like, he's
yeah.
been here
Yeah.
for so long. What are you talking about? Yeah,
Upcoming
yeah.
artist.
Not artist, but actor.
and that's rough too because when they call him the N word on like he pauses like to like
Mhm.
and basically like take it.
He's
in.
not from America too. I don't think.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's not from America.
Oh, that's
Where's he
true.
from? Do you
I think
know?
he's from the UK.
Oh what? Really?
Yeah,
had
I
no
believe
idea.
so.
I had no
I
idea.
can't. I could be wrong.
That's crazy though. Like,
The
because I think it is really deep that like they called him like what was the problem? What did they actually say? A new emerging artist,
Yeah, something
Like
like
up
that.
that-
and coming or something.
up and
Yeah,
coming,
like,
emerging, and
been-
he had to check and be like, I'm not like I've been around for a long time.
But I'm-
Because I think that is deep. Like you can't like erase the impact of like someone like that in
Yeah.
cinema. You know, like
He's been in a lot of movies.
He's been in Up, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
He's been in Up.
oh yeah, he's the dog, right?
he's the
yeah,
dog.
he's been in so many movies.
He's in what is it? Five Bloods or what's
Yeah,
it
the
called?
Five Bloods.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That
That's where
that
his
lo-
iconic, like the people use the dance where he's
Yeah.
dancing in that scene. I also think the public reaction to the incident was also eye opening because I think it
Yeah.
also showed you this basically what we talked about on the podcast where it's like, damn, people don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like there were so many people who were being like, basically like, well, he has a disorder, which is true. But even if he basically being like, even if he didn't have it,
What does it
it's
matter?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, it's
Mm.
whatever's.
yeah.
You know,
'Cause
it's like
I just think I was surprised that there was, like I said, you can have grace for people who have disorder, but you also
Yeah.
have to have grace for the people that it affects. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yes.
Yeah, because I think this isn't just affecting one group, which is like those who have disorders and disabilities. This is affecting also a community that word actually is harmful towards.
Mhm.
And I think, because I mean, also I just hated also seeing people like trying to prove a point, but then they're like being ableist or the other way around, where it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
they're trying to protect him and then they're being racist. And I'm
Mhm.
like, none of you guys are giving good points here
At all.
yeah,
for either side.
it felt like one of those like ethics questions your professor gives you in college where that's like it's a really hard one to answer. It's like,
Mhm.
what if somebody with Tourette's like said the N-word to like a black person?
Mhm.
Like it was one of those things because it's a really layered, complex incident that happened. And I think for me, like agreeing with you guys, like a lot of the backlash and the like kind of rage I feel is more towards of the way it was handled by people surrounding the
Yeah.
situation
Yeah.
rather than the people involved. I do feel bad for them. I saw in an article that Michael B. Jordan said that he was like really disgusted by it because for Sinners he had done like a deep dive basically on like that era of
Mhm.
what that Sinners takes place in, and so he's like very fresh in the mind of like what exactly. I think he said something like what being told that the psychological damage of hearing like racial slurs and how like even as a joke it does like a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
to him he felt very disgusted. He said that even his mom started crying when it happened
Yeah.
because she just couldn't believe that like on a grand stage like this, even after all that money, like damn.
You're still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even being like a like Oscar nominated actor.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's like that song "Story of OJ" by Jay-Z. But it's just it's just really difficult because I'm like you can't expect people to just like not have a reaction to that. Like you can't expect someone, and like I just feel like it's black people are always taught to give everybody else grace, and it's just like where's our grace, where's our care?
Right.
Like when you have the opportunity to show care, you don't, and it's just so disheartening in that way. I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
So
No, yeah. I mean, since the NAACP awards happened, it's been nice seeing that they actually were talking about it at the award show, because I think Delroy and Ryan Coogler, I think, were the first ones.
Yeah, they said that after what happened last weekend,
Yeah.
it feels nice to be surrounded by our people.
mhm.
I think that's what
Yeah,
he said.
and then Michael B. Jordan also, I think, won an award, and he also spoke out about it. And I think they all collectively are like, we appreciate the support that we've actually gotten from our own community. And then Michael B. Jordan was like, I love being black.
Yeah,
And then he
I
ended
saw
it.
that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll help him like make the campaign for winning the Oscar because they don't vote till that day, right?
do they? I actually
think
don't
so.
know.
I want to say I think so.
He's never won an Oscar, right?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Has he
he's
been
nominated?
nominated?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's definitely in the front runner. Yeah, he's nominated this year.
No, but has he been before? I mean,
Oh, that's a good question.
I wonder
don't
if like for Creed or something, maybe.
maybe or for
Fruitville.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fruitville.
maybe for
has
something
he?
else.
I
Maybe.
feel
Let's
like
see.
it.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Well, I think Fruitville actually won something though. No,
Did it?
I don't know.
let me see.
I've only
Yeah,
watched
look
that
it up.
movie.
Fruitville
once.
Fruitville was also
There's certain
Ryan
movies you only
Coogler,
could,
right?
yeah. There's only certain movies. There's movies that you can only watch once,
Yeah.
and that's one of them. Like those really tough
Yeah,
movies
I
like
get what
that.
you
I
mean.
can't watch more than once. I'm just like,
no matter how good they are, it's
no
like,
matter
I can't
how
watch
good
that
they
shit,
are,
yeah.
it's just traumatizing. It's just I feel like people who've never experienced what it's like to be called a slur, they don't understand how like it really does like hurt.
That's-
Like I don't think they understand it, or they just
Yeah.
don't care. But I'm like,
Wow, it's his first ever.
really
nominated.
nominated too?
Yeah, his first ever nomination.
Cause
Wow.
I'm trying to think. Did Michael B. Jordan, was he in The Wire?
Yes,
Yeah, because I remember I was like, he's in something that is really like.
he was in that one movie where that one movie with that one movie. No, where they're playing baseball too. What is that movie called? One Ball or something, and the little boy dies, and it's so
Oh, with
terrible.
Keanu?
Yes,
I love that
I love that
movie.
movie
What's
too.
it called?
And they have to
I know you're
sing
talking about.
Hardball?
They have to sing the Biggie
Yeah,
songs.
I
that's a
love
good-
that
that's a
movie.
good
You don't know what
I'ma
we're
look
talking
it up.
about?
I think I do.
Okay, because
I
that was
think
such
I
a
do.
sad movie.
He's in that?
He's in that movie.
Wow,
He's one of the little
he really
kids.
disappeared in that role.
He's
I did
been
not
a
know.
he's been a kid. Yeah, that's how I think of Michael B. Jordan. I'm like, he's in a little movie where they're
Yeah.
That is a
Wow.
I'm trying to.
I think I
I'm trying to
have
look
seen
it
that
up.
movie. It's just like the reason I'm pausing is because like it's unlocking like a memory in me.
I remember that scene. That
Yeah,
scene was
that's
always
so
When he
sad.
dies, yeah.
That's basically what I'm remembering. I was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah.
I also forget Keanu's in that.
yeah.
He's
Is that how you say
He's
his
the
name?
head coach.
Keanu
I be
Reeves?
feeling
How
like
do
I
you say
said
it?
I don't Kino.
Keanu.
Yeah,
But I
it's,
love John Wick, so
hard-
I was like I like
Kino.
him.
it's hardball.
Okay, I was right. Okay.
That's a good ass movie.
It is a good
That's a
movie.
good
My,
ass
the
movie.
first time I remember Michael B. Jordan coming out in a movie was probably Chronicle. Did you guys ever watch
He
Chronicle?
is in Chronicle.
Wait, have you-
Fuck, dude.
I'm pretty sure you haven't watched this movie. Have you guys ever watched Crooklyn?
Yeah,
You have?
he's in that.
Mm-mm.
No, Delroy is.
Oh, I was
Something
like,
like
I was
that.
like, Michael B. Jordan's on it.
Yeah, he's Delroy's the dad, I think, in Crooklyn. I believe. Yeah, that's how I know Delroy.
I was watching a video about all the roles that Delroy's done, and the Up one surprised me. I didn't know he was the dog.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. But
Good
yeah.
for him though.
Yeah,
He
he's been,
disappears in the
I wanna
roles.
see how
Poor
many
guy.
movies
Damn.
The media
I-
has not been good to
Yeah.
him. Dude.
like looking at his thing is like all of this. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
No, yeah,
Up
but
and coming.
Yeah,
but I think, but I think,
That's so crazy.
Michael B. Jordan brings up an interesting point about that, about like the psychological effects of like a slur, of what it does to
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
have you
Yeah.
guys ever had that experience?
Like called a slur? No,
Yeah.
thankfully no.
Yeah.
Never.
No?
I mean, I've been like racial.
Oh, you have?
I've had like had experiences with like dealing with racism, but
Yeah.
never been called a slur.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah.
How was that?
I don't know. I feel like it in the moment it didn't feel real. So like, you know, and especially I was a kid, so I didn't
Yeah.
understand it. And then like, well, I guess I understood it. I knew it was a bad word, and I knew that person shouldn't have said it to me. But like, it wasn't like, I wasn't in a space to actually defend myself or say anything back. And I think that's the only thing.
Small?
I was a kid, so I think that's the tough part.
I
When
think
you
that is tough
experience it
as a
and like
kid.
you feel like you can't defend yourself, and then you look back at situations like, "Fuck, I wish I would have beat their ass or
Yeah.
said something to like stand up or whatever." But
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. Because I remember as a kid, people would call me the C word a lot because it's Chinese. And so they
Yeah.
call me a lot. And I think, well, it's weird because it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a weird feeling because it's like, internally, you know how like that's bad,
Mm-hmm.
but the people around you say it so casually that it's like it's like a weird like
Yeah.
because I remember like hearing that kind of stuff and being like, how does that, like, how are you saying that, like, how are you like not, I don't know, it feels like any other word in your vocabulary,
Yeah.
like, and the way you're talking to me, it's like so like what does it matter, like
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything to me, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel like also when I watch those movies where they talk about it, or when it's like a race, based on slavery or something like that, and I hear the white person in the movie say it, I get triggered. Like, it really bothers me. I don't like that shit. I really don't like watching those movies more than once. But I do think they're important to watch because even though they don't show like the act, like, how really terrible it was, but like it does like give you a visual, something
Yeah.
that you don't really, you obviously at our
Yeah.
age have not seen. But yeah, it's
there's
yeah.
a lot of stuff like that where it's like, well, obviously obviously, like, I think, I don't know, like, I think it's something that, at least for me, you don't understand how much it like affects you or really bothers you until you get older. Like the one that they would do a lot to me when I was a kid is they would do their eyes like that. Like they would go like that and then they would like laugh at you. And that really bothered me as a kid. And even as an adult, that one really bothers me.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I don't know, it's such a like weird thing to like highlight like a physical attribute and like paint it as ugly and hideous and stuff like that. I hated that one as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I can empathize with you. Not even like I've never even experienced something like that, but it's like it's because it's very childish, you know. It's
Right,
like almost, it's like rage bait.
Yeah. And people still do that one like all the time. You see like
someone got canceled for that recently, like
Really?
the Love Island girl.
Really, she did that?
She said it in like on her story one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then that kind of like whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know why did she think she could say that? That's
I have
crazy.
no clue.
I think there's a lot of racism that ends up being casual. Like I think racism towards the Asian community has become extremely casual.
Yeah.
Like it's like acceptable almost at this point. Or
Yeah.
it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, people point out like stereotypes too, and stereotypes are still harmful, even if they're like quote unquote
Right.
compliments.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the Asians being smart at math and something.
Yeah.
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 Or like Mexicans being hard workers and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it attributes just their value to that. You know?
Yeah. It puts them in a box and makes
Yeah.
you think that that's all they're. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. But final closing statements on the Michael B. Jordan and Delroy. Just crazy. Like I was telling Julie, I think also just on a like bigger picture sense, like damn, it couldn't have happened at like a crazier time in the world. I feel like the
Yeah.
political climate of like the
What's
world.
going
Like, what are
on?
the fucking odds that
I
on Black History Month too?
I just really I wonder what the thinking was for them to not remove it.
Yeah.
Like I really wonder what happened in that room, that they were notified that they saw it and they just were like, nah, leave
I
it.
really think they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I
Like-
agree with you.
Like to get look how much traction they got off this. This would not have happened if that didn't happen. So
Yeah.
like I really do believe people do. I think we give the media not enough credit for how much I think we know, but like they really do know what the fuck they're doing
Right.
all the
Yeah.
time. They're
Right.
trying to get a reaction. People love, whether it's good or bad, they like to get some kind of reaction out of people. And it's
Yeah.
just it's a bad thing when it comes at the the suffering of others, and it's just
Yeah.
like for what?
I
Like
was
you-
watching this video actually this morning where this guy was talking about how right now a lot of different like kind of industries are going like towards that of like getting like I don't know how to even like
Kinda like
word it,
tabloids?
but like doing like racism being like their topic to get more views. So they were explaining it in the way of like 'cause I guess the NBA right now is like struggling with viewership. But it doesn't like cater too much to that because a lot of them are international like players,
They were
Mm.
so they don't really like cater
No.
to like
Racism.
the racism in America. But they were saying like football kind of does, and then
Yeah.
an example, and I hate giving this example, but it's about Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese, and how there was always that battle of racism of like, oh, it's a white
Right.
woman and a black woman, and the disrespect that actually happens. And that is what skyrocketed viewership in the WNBA. I hate tying that to that because I just feel like that's just so awful to like say, and I don't want that to be the reason. But that's why people always say Caitlin Clark is the reason the WNBA is succeeding so much, because of all the controversy that she's kind of tied
She
to.
funnels into
And so people have been saying that they've used like racism to kind of like cater to like the viewership and like
Yeah.
media and getting them out there.
Yeah.
So I agree with
Yeah.
what you're saying of like they could have possibly done that on purpose
Yeah, that
just to
makes a
get
lot
the
of sense.
viewership.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what really attracts people right now, especially in the time that we are. And I mean, when controversial, especially like this happens, it's gonna grab people's attention.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just like, damn, like, is it really real that any publicity is good publicity? Because I'm like, that happening, I feel like if I was an actor and I was black, I like would be like, I'm not going to go to the BAFTAs. That's crazy that they
Yeah.
were told with hours ahead of time and didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. Especially it's
Yeah.
in fucking Britain,
But-
the inventors of racism.
But you have morals though. Like some
Yeah.
people still don't have morals or like values and things, so they'll probably be like, if they're paying me a nice penny, I'm still gonna go.
Yeah,
For
because
sure.
Because people are like, it's like how we've talked about where people see these opportunities and they're like, well, I don't care that this person is getting disrespected. Like, I at least finally made it to the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still gonna go.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't happen to me.
I guess
Like, I'm still gonna go. And then
That's
there's the other part where it's like they're probably racist themselves and they don't really give a fuck. Like especially right now, BAFTA would probably get all the racist people in America to finally tune in. Like,
People
if
are
they
just-
had if they hadn't already tuned in,
That's a good
like,
point.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably a huge market for that. They could probably
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
pay someone to be like,
Yeah.
BAFTAs is finally the not woke
The
award.
base
Yeah, you know,
awards or some
yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Anti woke award. If you want to watch an award show
Stupid.
that is anti woke, watch the BAFTA.
Right.
Speaking of anti-woke, on
Yeah.
a like kind of related tangent, did you see wasn't Jonathan
Jonathan
Majors? He's doing a movie with Ben Shapiro for the Daily Wire, like the super conservative right wing like company.
He's basically like, you know who Ben Shapiro is, right?
No.
He's
I
like
was trying to
another
remember
Charlie
who he
Kirk.
was, yeah.
Like
Oh.
basically
Very like
Charlie
another
Kirk.
Charlie Kirk.
Basically,
I think he was in
He's
one of those
Jewish
little
Charlie Kirk.
videos where they do the little talking
Yeah.
thing and they come up to the chair and stuff.
Jonathan Majors doing a movie for him,
Yeah,
and they
That's
said that it's
crazy.
supposedly an anti woke Sinners
yeah.
because he's playing a
What?
twin brother of a white guy, Zachary Levi. He's
See.
Shazam.
Look
Oh,
how
yeah.
far Jonathan has strayed
And-
from the course.
Yeah, and his co-star in that movie is Zachary. He's like a
Yeah.
big MAGA like Trump
Oh.
loving guy. Like he goes to like the meetings and stuff, and that's who his co-star is.
That's Shazam guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's voice of somebody. I forget.
He's
who.
Flynn in
yeah,
Flynn Rider
Rapunzel.
in Tangled.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, I did not make that
Yeah,
connection.
that's
That's crazy.
him.
Yeah, but Jonathan
Disgusting.
Majors, that's crazy.
Disgusting.
Well, he's not a. I haven't. Yeah. I don't-
That's crazy
yeah.
though. That's crazy for sure. The fall. He was gonna be fucking like the main.
He was gonna
the
be
main
a
lead of Avengers.
Yeah, and then like
life
yeah.
decisions,
Stupid
bad
Decisions, bad, terrible decisions.
bad decisions.
And like I hate when people make excuses for people like that when they do things like that. Like I do think people can change per se, but like you still got to hold people accountable. And like
Mhm.
I think he went on a talk show host and like they didn't even like talk about that. And I just hate when they do that. Like I think it's really important to be able to have those conversations. Maybe it won't matter because some people are just stuck in their ways
Right,
and stuff.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I agree.
His video though of him dancing always cracks me up. The one that like people always use.
oh yeah, yeah.
No, he's like-
or when he's like breaking up that fight with the like kids.
Oh, the one that people say was fake as fuck.
Yes.
Or he's like, "Come on, guys.
like
Come
stop.
on,
We
guys.
don't need to do this.
Come on, we don't do this."
Looking like
He's
Martin
looking
Luther
at the
King or
camera.
something.
Like,
from the PR.
Yeah.
It's funny. Nah, I love the.
I wonder
dancing.
what they. You know how like I really do think a lot of people obviously do PR stunts and stuff. So I'm just like always wondering, trying to decipher what is actually real and what is actually fake. Because like people do a lot of strange
think
things for attention.
lot
It's
of it is
so
fake.
insane.
Because
Like-
apparently, a lot of like the paparazzi, like, I mean, obviously, I think paparazzi is like weird, like that they
Yeah.
follow 'em, but there's a lot of celebrities who call them.
Which is
And
strange.
they'll be like, I'm gonna be here, like, come take
Well,
pictures of me.
if I got a nice fit on, you might need to see
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Or if you're trying to like fix your reputation,
Yeah.
It's like-
you're like,
I
I'm gonna
just-
be feeding the homeless over here.
I think we just
Yeah.
lost it when we tried to idolize people and put them on pedestals and worry about what they're doing in their day-to-day life. I do think it's important to know who you're, supporting, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like there's always light and dark in everybody. So sometimes I think it is kind of insane that we
Right.
know so much about people, and
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't want to know everything.
Yeah.
I'm just like the thing. Like this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on to the next segment. The thing with Jonathan Majors, Majors, is that the thing that he like basically ruined his career for and his reputation. I didn't think that's like directly correlated to being like a right wing icon conservative guy.
Mhm.
So that's like what really I guess like surprises me is
Really?
like I mean I don't think so. Like I mean
Well,
I think
he-
you could be a terrible dude
but
and like
wasn't
be
he accused of hitting his girlfriend?
yeah, that's why I don't think that's like exclusive to then being like a right wing
I don't think
Republican
it's exclusive, but I definitely see the correlation.
No?
It's hatred
guess
towards
I
women.
think him. I genuinely just think. I guess for me, like I'm like, well, I mean, if he's willing to do that, I feel like you don't value like the autonomy of a woman to put her hands on. You put your
Yeah.
hands on her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And
guess
to
it's
me,
a good
I'm
point,
like, if
yeah.
you're seeing all these people being like, yeah, fuck women, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's probably like, yeah.
I
You
guess
know?
to me
I
I was
don't
like,
know.
but he's still black. Like why would
Mhm.
he want to be on a conservative movement? Like do you remember
All
I can't
kinfolking. What is it called? All folk and kinfolk is a saying. Like,
oh yeah, what is it? Not all
oh, not all skin folk are
kinfolk or
kinfolk.
kinfolk.
There it is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I guess
Some
that's
people
true.
will just.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess so.
Yeah, got
I
it.
also think you can't underestimate the power of like people wanting to belong.
Mm.
I think that'll really do it to you. Like it's kind of like what's that saying of like when you're thirsty, like even seawater, like, you know, like
Tastes good.
yeah, where it's like I think he probably was like, fuck, dude, nobody fucks with me. But then those fucking conservative people, they'll
True.
take
That is
anybody.
true.
They're taking a
That is true.
pedophile like
Yeah.
as a president, you
Ever
know.
give you a
Yes.
movie?
I think they genuinely the power of like belonging in that way of being like, nah, I'm a movie star, like I'll be your movie star, you know.
Yeah.
I think
Or want
True.
to
Does
be
it to you.
relevant, or just
You
want to
know?
have clout, or just want to have you know,
yeah,
that
I
kind
think that'll really do it to you.
True.
Yeah.
Really.
Mystery solved.
yeah.
But I am pretty disgusted to know that so many men lay their hands on women.
Yeah.
No,
And,
yeah.
like-
During Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's Women's History Month.
Happy
dude.
Women's History Month, guys.
Happy Women's History Month, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say that because I feel like people keep supporting these people who
Mhm.
have been so harmful to women and a lot of minority groups. And I
No,
hate
yeah,
that
for
like
sure.
people still like are like, no, but they're changing and like they're this person and that. But I'm like, they still
They gotta change their action, bro.
yeah.
Do you think
But
people
I'm-
can change if they've done something like that?
I don't know. I just feel like
have a hard time
I just
believing
feel
that.
like I can't forgive that. Like,
Mhm.
I think I have such a hard time because I think of like every single celebrity who has done it, and I'm just like I can't ever, even if like the person they harmed has like
Forgiving them.
forgiven them, I just can't like be like, but I feel like that's just in you. Like that's just something that like
Yeah.
it
I
doesn't
think
Once
seem
you
like
cross,
you
you
can.
can't go back.
I just feel like it's just like you see it in different ways still, where they still disrespect women. They won't lay a hand anymore, but in a way they still like
They find a different way.
they
to,
find a
like,
different way to
harm women.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I think that's why to me it never seems like they change. They just go a different route to not show the physical, but it's more
Yeah, I
like
think-
something that you
Go
don't
ahead.
see as much, like
I-
emotional damage.
I do think that they can. I do think people can change, but I think it'll have to be a really considerate effort to change. Like you have to go to therapy. You have to actually work through these issues because sometimes you just seen it growing up, so you thought that was acceptable type shit. But no, I completely agree because I feel like especially when like the pattern still repeats itself. Like there's so many artists who like they were accused and then they keep on doing like little shit and like you can't keep making excuses for people. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
not holding yourself accountable and the people around you, also I don't want to blame people around them because at the end of the day, that's you. You have responsibility of yourself, but they usually keep people around them who are not holding them accountable.
Yeah, and I guess for me, like the way I see it is like, I don't know how to explain it. Where it's like I understand the question of like, can people change, and like, I guess, but I think to me, I'm always like, why is that always the first question? Like take Jonathan Majors, right?
Yeah.
You see that situation. Why is it the first situation? Can Jonathan Majors change? Can he come back to Hollywood? And nothing about the woman he abused. And you see that like everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's always like, can the abuser like get better?
Yeah.
And never can the abused recover. Can we prevent the abuse? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even like everything, like the Epstein files.
Yeah.
All it's been is like, and I understand like wanting the accountability and wanting the arrest. I get that. But it's all been like, who's in it? Who's in it? Like who's been in it?
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything about like, well, what are we gonna do to protect the victims? What
Yeah.
are we gonna do to stop this from happening ever again?
Mhm.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no legislation.
Mhm.
Like all the way up to Washington.
Yeah.
There's no legislation about that.
Yeah.
Nothing about like how do we make more preventative of this? Like what do we put more information? All these things.
Yeah.
Nothing about how we can help this not happen or check in
Yeah.
with the victims. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me it's just like, I guess it upsets me so much because a lot of the women who are in these situations, which two of them are big stars,
Right.
two women who are big stars, at least that as far as three, at least that are like stars that people know them, and like it's always like about the man and never about the woman and like what they go through.
Yeah.
Because like especially with everything with like Tory Lanez and then people being like, oh well, when he got hurt or whatever in jail, and people were like basically telling like Meg that like this is all your fault because you lied about like being shot by him or whatever, and it's like that's so harmful. Like
Yeah.
you know how many people, like it's already enough that she's a black woman and she already gets so much from people, and then on top of this now, and it's like it's just like it's like what's it called, like it's just damage that doesn't ever like go away.
Right.
And that's why to me it's just like I can't forgive these men for doing this to them, because it's like it's something that's just so scarring that like it's just so upsetting to see people like still support them and still defend them and be like, but no, like they can change, or like no, like they're.
I hope he gets better.
Yeah.
I hope he can recover. You guys are making really great points. 'Cause I've
Yeah.
never, like, I think I haven't thought about it that way. Like how apparent it is that we always focus on what the man or the other person who actually did the harming, how they're going to recover, and not how the victim and how they actually.
Because that stays with you your entire life. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's just especially when it's embarrassing, especially when you're both two public figures, and like that shit is plastered everywhere, and like you have to see that. I can't imagine what it was like for Meg or Rihanna or anything like that when that happened for them, because like that's just, especially like recently with Meg, because like she still gets so much shit. Like, and I just feel like that is just so unacceptable. Like the way,
it's so annoying. You're really gonna die for Tory Lanez.
Like Tory Lanez, he's like 5. I don't want to talk about height, but at the same time, like, come on, we're really protecting this guy, who's had a history of violence.
And like to your point too, there was something that you said. Oh, I lost my train of thought. There's something that you said that you brought up. Oh, okay. So even when the women forgive them, right, you still don't find in yourself to forgive them. I feel like, to your point, I agree to that, because I also think, having had friends who've been in like abusive relationships, like from their point of view, I think a lot of the times they kind of what's the word? Like, it's a very traumatic experience, and I think in order to kind of like move on, sometimes you have to forgive your perpetrator, like the person who basically did that to you. It has something to do with like, I'm not a therapist or psychologist, but from the most part, the gist of what I can hear is like, it's just like holding on basically when you don't forgive. But I'm not a therapist, so I get it.
I get that, but I hate because I'm like, some people don't deserve forgiveness. Why do I have to forgive these people if they did something that they intentionally tried to hurt me, intentionally tried to, do something that's like really terrible? So I'm like, why is it always on me to forgive them? Like, can I just forgive this? Like, can I forgive myself first or whatever? I think that's part of it as well. But like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes forgiveness is such a slippery slope for me, because I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I just have like a really hard time forgiving people. So.
No, I can understand that, but I just bring it up to be like, that's why, like, even when these women do forgive their abusers, I feel like it's still valid to kind of like take that with a grain of salt, because a lot of times people give forgiveness in an effort to move on, whether or not it does work. I think a lot of times people do that just from what I've seen from close
just for
friends.
themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why I'm like, I think it's valid to like still hold like that against somebody, because it's like, just because a person forgives somebody doesn't mean they're absolved of what they did to them.
Yeah. I think that's why my issue with forgiveness comes up, because it's just like, if I forgive you, then that means that what you did was okay. That's how I like equate it, but I don't think that's actually what it means when you forgive someone. It's more so like, I forgive you, but it still wasn't okay. Like, I can. I think that's my issue, because I'm like always constantly like, if I forgive you, that means I don't have any more evidence that you did some harm to me. I don't have any more proof, or I don't have any like, I have to like make it seem like it didn't happen, or like it was okay.
Yeah. Well, it's really deep and layered. So like I can't like make a blanket statement on what it means for most people. Just from what I've seen, it's been like, like, I forgive you not because I think what you did is okay, or because like I've like want to forget this. It's so I can like allow myself to like really start this journey of like what's next. Okay, is basically what I hear. But yeah, I think that'll be the closing statement for that segment. And Brandon, I know you brought something.
Yeah, I did
this week.
I brought some facts. It's my turn now.
Wow, we've been killing it with these facts.
We have.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, because we didn't plan. I didn't plan this. A lot of the conversation that we had about like how racial issues or slurs and stuff like that affect your mental health. That's kind of like what my facts are about.
Look at us.
Oh, wow.
So we didn't plan.
You should have transitioned it, dude.
Yeah, well, but we got into Jonathan Majors and stuff like that. So I was like, well. So mine is kind of like a 2-part. It's like facts about the stigmas of mental health and facts about mental health within Black and Latino communities.
Oh, okay.
So I'll start with facts about the mental health stigma. So worldwide, over 75% of people with mental health disorders in low and middle income countries receive no treatment. Even in high income countries, only around 50% go to get treatment. Fact number 2, stigma increases suicide risk. People with mental illness who feel stigmatized are 2 to 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than those who do not. Fear of judgment often prevents them from seeking help. Mental health stigma affects employment. This is the 3rd fact. 1 in 4 workers with a mental health illness report being denied jobs or promotions due to their condition, even if they are fully qualified. Fact number 4, children internalize stigma early. By age 10, kids can already believe people with mental illness are dangerous or less capable. This early social stigma contributes to bullying, isolation, and delayed help seeking. Fact number 5, media reinforces harmful stereotypes. Studies show that over 60% of TV portrayals of people with mental illness link them to violent or unpredictable behavior, despite only a small fraction of people posing actual risk. So those are some stigma facts, but I think I also wanted to go into like, because you hear a lot about like that the Latino and Black communities, even just minority like communities in general, have stigmas. And so I was kind of like, well, where does that come from?
Yeah.
So I found some facts that I thought were interesting. Like this one I thought was really interesting. So a survey found that Latino and Black adults are often more likely to seek help from a clergy member, like their local priest, for mental health services before that they go into a medical professional.
That makes
They're
sense.
2 to 3 times more likely to seek help from a religious leader than a therapist, which I found really
That's
interesting.
crazy.
I feel like that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does make sense. I don't know. That's probably not healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I found this other one, which I also makes sense, and which was kind of like thought provoking when we were talking about that. So
let me see.
immigrants in the U.S. in fewer than 5 years experienced a 140% increase in serious psychological distress from 2015 to 2021. And that obviously makes sense, right? Like immigrants, because of
All that stuff.
that timeline.
Yeah, the
2015 to-
2015. Yeah.
Trump became president.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that like that's an interesting intersection to me
Mm-hmm.
of like, yeah, this I don't think that's something people consider, of like these social issues like doing irreparable damage to your mental health and then not being able to do anything really about it. You know,
Yeah.
like you can't get help. And then so that's the next fact. Non-citizen immigrants face higher distress with fewer resources. Studies show that non-citizens report more severe mental health symptoms than naturalized citizens and are less likely to access therapy, even when experiencing serious distress. And I mean, if you think about that, it's like, well, how can they afford to go?
Yeah.
And then it's also not safe, right?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think you also are just very stressed out on like how you're gonna live, you know,
Yeah.
like especially with all the different challenges that you get within coming here.
Yeah.
And then one fact is like you're not a citizen, so it's like the stress of like
Right.
somebody can take me at any moment, and
Yeah.
then plus like having to provide for your family and being like, how am I gonna do that when like people don't really accept who I am?
Yeah.
you
That
know?
anxiety must be really
Yeah.
terrifying.
And then I think it's also like historical things too. So this other fact. Until the 1960s, Black patients were often denied admission to mental hospitals or placed in underfunded, overcrowded facilities, while white patients had access to much better care. So I mean, I guess that also like, I mean, if you think about that, like that generational, like, I mean, the 60s, what is that, like your grandparents really?
My mom is actually
Right? Yeah. So like I'm sure that experience, if they did have that experience
Yeah.
of having to go there, that builds off of that generational of like, well, nah, you can't really trust going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also like kind of the stuff you brought up about how they would sterilize women
Wait,
Uh,
what?
at the hospitals. Yeah.
in LA in the 1960s, I think. There was this giant, huge case where they sterilized a bunch of Mexican women coming from the border, without their consent, because there was like a huge language barrier, and so they give them like papers, like, oh, sign here, like
Yeah.
them thinking like, oh, it's just so they can have the surgery, so they can have their kid or whatever, and it was actually like so they can get their tubes tied after they had their kid. you
That is
know?
absolutely insane. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
it's crazy. No, it's crazy. I had like a whole video on it, like, and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff like that.
It's
like,
it's crazy though.
There's also this one called the Tuskegee syphilis study,
Oh, yeah,
where
I've heard of
600
that.
Black men with syphilis were intentionally left untreated to study the disease's natural progression without informed consent. The study caused lasting fear of medical institutions, including mental health care. And that went from the 30s to the 70s.
That one's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That one like we gotta do a whole podcast on itself. That one's a
Because
super thick case.
I also, when I was reading about this, I didn't know that syphilis left untreated is horrendous for you.
Yeah.
Like it really can mess up your mind and
Like
your
make you
entire
go
body.
crazy.
Yeah, but and they were doing that intentionally. Like they were not 600 black men. They intentionally did not treat them, and they didn't tell them that they weren't
What
treating
years
them.
is this?
From 1932 to 1972. They were intentionally doing that to
This
black
is
men.
disgusting.
Yeah, and literally just so they could see what happens. Like that was their reasoning. It was like we just
Yeah.
wanted to see what happens.
And I think stuff like that.
And they had to report this or something, or like how did people find out about
That's
this?
a good question.
I want to know.
Of how
It's
they
I'm
found
telling you,
out.
it's thick. I've saw like a documentary on it once. I don't remember the answer to that, but
Mhm.
I do know that they didn't know and that they passed it on to like their wives and like their kids and stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then there's also Henrietta Lacks, where they took cells from her without her
Wow.
consent and used it for decades of research.
Wow.
That one's
And
trippy.
there's
You
The
said
immoral,
that. You
yeah,
told
the
me that.
immoral women.
Yeah.
there's a lot of like cases like that where you find out about it and it's like, oh well, obviously that's why a lot of minority communities have a huge distrust
Yes.
for the medical system, because I mean there's a historical context.
Yeah.
There's also another fact that revolves around the criminalization of mental health crises in black communities. In the 1980s and 1990s, black adults were experiencing mental health crises. Black adults that were experiencing mental health crises were twice as likely to be arrested instead of hospitalized. And we hear about that a lot, where it's
Mhm.
like people having a mental health crisis will end up either arrested or dead. And yeah, like that's, I don't know. That's a crazy thing to me, where it's like a minority mental health crisis becomes like a criminal charge,
Yeah.
whereas a white mental health crisis will become a trip to the hospital.
Right.
And-
Treated properly.
right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean
crazy.
that did happen recently.
Yeah,
Remember?
right.
When they went into her house and then
She
she threw
called them the devil.
Yeah.
And then they shot
Oh
her.
yeah.
Yeah.
and they were like and the police just didn't know how to like
And that cop had like a ton of situations
Mhm.
like that, right?
With her, right? I believe he had. Like,
I think
a
he had
few-
called her before, but he had other I think incidents where
he was kind of violent.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Damn. And then there's another one with about immigrants. So from the 19th century to the mid 20th century, black and immigrant populations no, wait, I mixed that one up. So in 1924, the Immigration Act of 1924 restricted immigrations, what's that word? Redefined immigrants as mentally defective or unfit based on biased tests.
What?
So in 1924, immigrants were, I guess, redefined as like mentally ill. Like there was something wrong with them, and the tests were like bogus. Like they weren't even real tests.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that one was crazy, to just straight up just make up shit.
Yeah.
And when immigrants would come in and just be like, he's
Yeah.
It's a bit
okay.
loony.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
That is
Like that they
insane.
passed an actual act about
Yeah.
that. I
That's
thought that was
crazy.
weird. Let's see, I could do another one. So there's this other one about how black adults are twice as likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia compared to white adults with similar system, but they're less likely to receive antidepressants, showing symptomatic bias in mental health care. So like a lot of minorities who go in for the same symptoms of like white people, they often won't get prescribed the same medication, even though they have the same or even more severe symptoms. And there's a lot of bias revolving around like the color of your skin when it comes to mental health treatment.
I feel like I saw that firsthand.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah. I won't talk about it though, but I don't know if you remember that, Julie. Do you remember that?
What?
When I got really sick like a year ago?
I think so.
I'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
And then I guess I can close it off on this one. Black and Latino adults are overrepresented in deaths during mental health crisis interventions, highlighting ongoing systematic failures. An example of this is in 2020, 72% of deaths during crisis calls involving Black or Latino individuals ended up in deaths, though they represented only 13% of the population.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Those were really good.
What
I
was
like
it?
shocked by a lot of
70
them.
what?
I flubbed it. In 2020, 72% of deaths during crisis calls involved Black or Latino individuals.
Damn.
That's crazy.
So
72%.
So of all
Yeah.
crisis calls for mental health episodes that resulted in deaths, 72% of those were Black or Latino men.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I wonder, like, how does that even? I don't know. Like, how do you not see that data and like, I don't know, think that some shit is going wrong?
Yeah.
You know, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's like, I guess when I was reading that, I was like thinking about maybe the stereotypes that I have heard. And I was like, well, I think there's a lot of racial bias to when it comes to like Black or Latino people,
Yeah.
that they're violent.
Yeah.
And so when you get what's
Mm.
obviously a crisis call,
Mhm.
instead of it being like, oh, there's something going on with him mentally, they immediately jump to like,
He's dangerous.
he's a dangerous person and I have to kill him.
That's
Yeah.
Versus like a white person, you know?
Yeah.
Racism is so deep that it just
Yeah.
touches so many facets
Yeah.
of everything.
Yeah.
It's so alarming.
Yeah.
It's actually really scary. It's like, that's terrible.
It also, like, on a small tangent, like, makes me think about how important history is, because like how like
Mm-hmm.
even right now we're talking about the Tuskegee. How do you say it?
I don't know.
I don't know how to say it
don't know
either.
say it.
I've seen it so many times. I don't know how to pronounce
Tuskegee? I think?
Tuskegee experiments.
I'ma
I've
look
heard
it
of that
up.
one. Nomás Bebés, the one where they sterilize the Mexican women. Like, all that stuff happened just in the previous century, right? 1900s.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it. If more people read fucking history, I feel like we wouldn't be having stupid ass conversations where we have to basically explain that racism is bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Also, I do want to talk about how, like, mental health, like, for instance, I know, like, in the Black community, we typically, like, shy away from getting help, like, mental health, just because,
Yeah.
like, you know, it's, like, a stigmatized, like, or whatever. And, like, Black people just don't believe in depression for some reason. Like, I know growing up,
Yeah.
whenever, you know, as a kid, when you're, like, dealing with something, your parents just, like, you know, you go depress them dishes or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't take mental health.
Really?
Like, literally, my
Yeah.
parents did not take mental health serious until, like, I got older, and I started to, like, really tell you, like, I get overstimulated. I have, like, anxious, you know, like, you know, moments and stuff like that. I don't think I have, like, you know, well, I do deal with depression from time to time, but, like, I don't think in our community particularly, it doesn't really, like, be talked about in a way that's,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah,
this, like, we're having an
'cause-
actual
'cause
conversation
I agree
about
that
it.
it isn't talked about. And I was like, when I was looking for the facts, I was like, well, that doesn't just fall out of the fucking sky. Like, you don't just not
Mhm.
talk about something for
Yeah.
no reason. And I like seeing all of those statistics, even if you aren't like actively aware
Yeah.
that that's going on. Like, I
Mhm.
wasn't actively necessarily aware. Maybe it was in the back of my mind. Like, I'm sure that happens. But you can see how that like funnels into
yeah.
the communities.
Yeah.
It goes
Because
everywhere.
I didn't get to it, but there's like also they talk about like redlining, right? Where
Mhm.
which is basically where minority communities are like, how would you say it? Like isolated,
Mhm.
redlining,
Segregated almost.
basically, and
Mhm.
you're basically put with underfunded schools, underfunded hospitals,
Yeah.
everything. So
Mhm.
even if you are gonna go and actively get help, based on where you are, the help you're gonna receive is terrible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I think that being like the standard for generations
Mhm.
funnels into the community
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
this idea of
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, it's not like we could do
That's
anything.
honestly
Yeah,
so
well-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember I had a friend who grew up in Boyle Heights, and when they would go to the hospital, they wouldn't go to the one right there. They drive all the way to Hollywood because they said that it's just like a better system. So it shows you that people in like a more like a low income neighborhoods don't have the same access as like
And they're doing
Yeah.
that on purpose.
yeah.
And there's a lot of things. I mean, I didn't get this fact, but I mean, there's a lot of things like that you don't really like think about until like you notice it.
Mhm.
Like I was talking to my girlfriend maybe like last week, and we were hanging out at her house, and it was this really, it wasn't a deep conversation, but it ended up like a deep thought for me, where we were gonna Uber food, and there wasn't really anything. It was all just like fast food.
Mhm.
And she was like, yeah, I mean, I'm in a food desert. Like, and I was like, a food desert? I've heard of that. She's like, yeah, there's nothing but like fast food and like junk food around here.
Yeah.
Like this, it's intentional. And I was like, I never thought about that.
Not even like
Right.
good grocery stores.
Yeah,
either,
like
right?
I've never thought about that. Like of how like small things like
How
that.
intentional would it be to be that racist? Like, that's
No,
so
you know,
crazy,
like,
right?
but
Yeah.
think about how that affects your mental health. Like you
Yeah.
get like maybe sometimes you like even if you don't believe in that, whatever, it's obviously like maybe like a bowl of soup makes you feel better, but you're in an area where
Yeah.
you can't fucking get that.
Yeah.
Or
You have
even
to-
like your self image. Like obviously junk food's really bad for you, and it's gonna be shown on your body, and so therefore when
Yeah.
you look in the mirror after a couple of years of eating nothing but junk,
Or even
you're not gonna feel the best about
or
yourself.
even small things like trees. Like you go into like the inner city,
Oh, real.
where do you see like trees or shade or
Yeah.
parks, and like that's
Wow.
that's presented as like a luxury, or like that doesn't
Yeah.
really like matter to you, but it does. You go into the suburbs, there's a park around every corner.
Yeah.
There's
There's a
shade,
tree
there's
on every
trees, there's a
house.
breeze going.
There's
a
breeze.
You can
The
get
air
to
is
the
even
river,
different.
like it is, but you go into the inner city and it's just concrete buildings, not a tree for miles.
Yeah.
You know,
And
It's
we're
ju-
creature of habits too. So
Yeah.
like we go to what we, see around us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that damn. When you think about it like that, it's actually kind of sad and really scary. Like
Yeah.
it's so
'Cause
intentional and
because I think it's such. I
Subtle.
I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
never heard. I didn't hear about. I was gonna ask you when we were talking about it. Has Michael B. Jordan addressed because I didn't hear him address it. But you saying that of him learning about that, really, I found that really fascinating.
I found
think
it really fascinating too, because
I
I'm
think
like,
that's
yeah.
true. I think that does affect you, and I think like your mental health, like I mean that's
Yeah.
you. Like
Yeah.
that's that's everything that is you.
Yeah, I think about shit like that all the time, like the kind of like invisible harm that people kind of suffer through every day,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
and in ways that you don't even know, like how we just talked about like the abuse, like that could also internalize in a way of like, I don't want to see myself as a victim, so I'm just gonna maybe forgive my perpetrator, and even though I shouldn't, like I don't know, like invisible shit like this, like that
Yeah.
happens, like
Yeah.
when it comes to mental health.
Yeah.
It's like even small things, like sometimes I'm like, I should probably tell my homies more compliments, because I feel like us being friends for years and never giving each other compliments is maybe subtly doing something really bad for our mental health.
Because
Yeah.
I think it's deep. Because I mean I've talked about it very briefly, like once, about how like I have OCD, and I kind of originally wanted it to be like an OCD thing, but it felt like too out of nowhere. Maybe build it up. But like one of the things a long time ago that I had learned was that OCD is one of the most disabling illnesses in the world, and that the World Health Organization has ranked OCD among the top causes of disability globally, and the like just globally. And I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
But in that research, I also found that when it comes to OCD, most people go 10 to 14 years before they get treatment. And that's usually
wow.
because OCD, the ones most people think about,
It's
are the physical.
Yeah.
But there's mental tics, not
Yeah.
tics isn't the right word, compulsions.
Mhm.
And you don't see them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you could go,
Interesting.
you can go 15, 20, 30 years without
Yeah.
being like, because I feel like that was the case for me, is I was just in my head like, well, everybody does this.
Right.
Like, no.
There was a
And then you don't talk about it like in
Yeah.
these communities.
Mhm.
And because that was another fact of like the 10 to 14 years is they don't say it, but it's kind of more like a white like treatment thing.
Yeah.
But in Latino or Black communities, maybe they don't get that
Just
treated.
never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
small things like that where maybe there's other disorders that people like we talked about Tourette's, or that's obviously more visible, but
yeah.
other ones like depression or anxiety or bipolar or multiple personality, whatever it is, stuff like
silent
that
ones.
doesn't like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think also like I was talking about a YouTuber, because she opened my eyes to something, because I didn't know this about OCD, because she has OCD, and she was talking about how it's like people have a whole different view on it, because it has so many. It shows up in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like when I thought of OCD, I thought of like, oh, you're like really clean. You like to have things a certain way. You
Mhm.
like have to click the light a couple times. That's what I think.
That's
of.
wow. That's what I was
Literally.
thinking
So, but it's not really just that. Like it's like what you said is the
It's
thing in your
mental
head. Like she was talking
compulsions.
about how like she will be at a stoplight or something, and she'll see something, and she'll
like a certain amount of time.
that time. But like she was talking about like more different. She was saying like how she would just like imagine their death in front of her, and like that would be her compulsion. And I'm like, so it just shows up in so many different ways, and I was just that's really
Yeah.
interesting, because
Yeah.
OCD has like a one kind of like most people look at it a certain
Yeah.
way, but it has so many different ways that it shows up,
Yeah.
and some people might not even know that they have OCD because they'll
Yeah.
think of it as that way.
Yeah, and I think that's why conversation is important,
Mm-hmm.
because that's how I figured it out. Is I remember I wish I had saved the video because it was mind blowing to me. But it was this TikTok of this person being like, "Hey, this is your reminder. You've seen those videos, right? This is your reminder. If you do this, you're fine."
Yeah.
And she described like an OCD, and I remember feeling like, "How do you know that? Like, how
Right.
do you know I do that?" Like I remember like looking at that and being like,
Mhm.
I've never told anybody that I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this really long description. And I remember thinking, like, all of a sudden, like, it just hit me like a truck, like, oh, shit, I might fucking have that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why discussion is important, because I think I don't have it. I should have had it. But I think, like, the cleaning stuff is, like, a fraction of OCD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't. Like, that isn't what most people deal with. It's a lot of it is mental compulsions or whatever have you.
I was gonna ask what are mental compulsions? Like now you use the example. I guess I kind of understand it more. So it's like stuff you think about that you
like
always think about.
It can be like a big one they say is like rumination. You know, like ruminate, like
sticking on something.
You're sticking on something
yeah.
You're obsessing over it. So
Really?
obsessive compulsive disorder. So that's how I visualize it. I'm not a doctor. I just have it. So
it's just in me.
Yeah, but like rumination. So you can say like something like, I have to think about this like 3 times whenever that happens, and you're just constantly. And your thoughts.
And it always has to be 3 times, or is it?
It can be something different, but it's
see.
basically like your brain won't leave that.
Interesting.
Because the way that it was presented to me is that like, it sucks because compulsions work, but they work briefly. So basically, what you're doing is you're doing something to relieve you from an anxiety, but it's kind of like a high. It's almost every time it's weaker and weaker and weaker. So you have to do it basically incessantly to keep yourself in a state of like, okay. So that's why you get to like mental rumination, where it's like, well, I'm constantly thinking about this or else I'm not going to be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
That is interesting.
it would cause the individual to be more anxious if they didn't ruminate.
Yes and no. So like the way that they described it to me, because like usually they're saying like the gold standard for treatment is exposure therapy. So you basically have to learn to not do that, because your body your body basically learned, yes, this works, but you never learned to like let the anxiety ride out. So they explained it to me like, let's say you're watching a scary movie, and you always stopped it before it got really scary. The movie's gonna get scarier and scarier every time you do that. But you have to learn to watch the movie all the way through so that you can come back down. But a lot of times that compulsion or that obsession prevents you from doing that. So it's really difficult for you to just let the anxiety like,
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I can imagine how complex it can be, because like I imagine you could think of so many different things so they could like.
Yeah. Like I think I just find that interesting of like when stuff is mental, like, because I think you hear about that all the time of like, oh, he was depressed, but he seemed so like, he was so happy, he was so up, or he was so anxious, but he seemed so you never really know. And that's why I think the conversation is important to have.
Yeah.
Because then you'd never know you have it, or that like, oh, maybe that's not, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you need to hear people talk about their experiences or talk about it in general, so you can kind of see, relate, or just see it. Oh, wait, maybe.
Yeah.
I love when that happens, low-key, when I'm like watching a TikTok or something like that, and someone says something, and I'm like, I can see myself in them, or I can relate, and then it makes me want to learn more about that. So, yeah, I completely understand. That's, guys, that was a lot. I like that.
Yeah,
I think it's just really
that was good.
I was just gonna say, I was like, I think it's just really layered, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like I kept thinking about like the distrust that a lot of Black and brown people have towards the medical field, that kind of always gets passed down. Because like I think, to comment back to what you said of like growing up and hearing that like, oh, if you're depressed, like go do this and you'll stop being sad, kind of thing.
Or just like brushing over it, not really taking it serious, not giving it time to speak. Like I think a lot of times, a lot of people have, mainly minority groups, we had to learn how to self-regulate as we got older, and unlearn things as we got older. So there's a lot of things.
Like I think for me, it's like the statistic of 72% of crisis deaths being Black or brown men or women is crazy to me, because it's like I said, even if you're not aware of that, you're like, no, well, I can't call the police, or I can't call for help, because I'm probably this is probably a death sentence if I do. You know? And that fear probably gets passed down, or you internalize it of like, I can't get help, something horrible is gonna happen to me.
Because your parents teach you that too. Like I feel like everyone, like your parents, like, oh, we can't really trust the police, or you can't really so it gets passed down. So it's just like a whole history of shit of just.
I also think
it becomes part of the culture.
Yes.
I genuinely tried so hard to find more about the like because I personally thought it was fascinating that people in minority communities are more likely to go to like a priest than they are like a therapist.
Oh yeah, that is
It's crazy to me because it's like that's layered. Because if you're having like a spiraling moment, hot take, I don't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go to.
You shouldn't go to
But
That
spiritual
makes it,
religious
yeah.
stuff.
But I think it goes back to like for Black people in particular, like a lot of their safety came from
Right.
churches and
Yeah.
like meeting up as that way. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of times that's why it's like passed down to us where, you
Yeah.
know, we seek, you know, spiritual or, you know, religion to, you know, help us in those moments and stuff like that. So I think that's how that comes up. And that's why I wasn't surprised because I'm just
Oh,
like, I
for
feel like
sure.
a lot of people, you know, were doing that and it just
Oh,
kind
for
of
sure.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm more like
That's not the
Jeez.
right.
Interesting.
it's
That's
just
so
more like
interesting.
what a like negative feedback
I
loop
guess
that
it-
can
Yeah.
become.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
guess it's like being educated enough to understand the effects of religious trauma and the way that like there is real terms like religious psychosis. I
Mm.
guess like hearing the fact that when people are spiraling, they're more
Yeah.
likely to then like kind
To
of
again,
go.
back into the. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's kind of
There's
like
a mixture of both though. I do think it's helpful, but I don't think that should be the
It depends on
first.
the severity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if it's a mental health issue, you need to go to, you know.
Yeah.
But like I can
guess-
see how that
I
comes
guess
up.
the way I see it is like when we had Yuri on and she talked about medicine and how like if you're spiraling, it could make you spiral faster. I
Mhm.
personally, this is my personal belief. It's the same way for religion. If you're spiraling and you start trying to get into
Like
religion,
going to psychosis.
to
Yeah.
me, that's like a red flag, a gigantic red
Yeah.
flag that if you're not feeling well, all of a sudden you're like God and all these things, and you know, do what you're gonna do. But in that sense, I'm like, oh, that means you're probably spiraling a little faster.
Yeah.
You know. And so
Yeah.
hearing that statistic, I was like, yeesh, man. Like,
It just feels like it just doesn't help, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
I
It
also
just
think
doesn't help at all.
objectively it makes sense. Like I also think it just makes sense because it's like if you're having a huge mental health issues and like you feel like you can't go to the doctor, you're basically like on like rock bottom. And so I think God is like a perfect thing to like think of as like, you know, like I feel hopeless. Like maybe God saved me. Like
Yeah.
literally God
I
saved me.
also see it as like it's also like I don't know how to explain it. It's a little heartbreaking to me because it's like, well, when I hear that, it also makes me think like, oh, that's also because some communities don't have anywhere else to go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's a good point.
there's people who probably struggle with mental health and they fucking can't go to their parents
it's
to say
not-
something.
Yeah.
They can't go to the doctor because they can't afford it, or it's not. They can't call an emergency hotline. Fuck, all I have is the church, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I
And
guess
so-
it was
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was also interesting because when you said that, for some reason, I always had this belief that religion also really looks down upon mental health.
I think it does.
Because I just felt, and that's why you saying that's people's like what's it called? Like solution, like when
Yeah.
they're going through something and they'll go. Because I always saw it as like religion and mental health have always been kind of like if you're a religious person, they never accepted that you were like
Yeah.
mentally ill.
Well, I think that's why I personally think it's kind of a bad mix because it's like generally speaking, if you go to like a church, and I'm
Mhm.
talking Catholic church,
Yeah.
and you tell them these things, it'll probably be like, well, it's because you're not praying, or like
Mhm.
you have
Yeah.
you have guilt in your heart, son.
Yeah.
Like there's sin in your heart.
You
Yeah.
said that too smooth.
And it's like, because I've heard that shit all before. It's like that's what.
But
they'll
that's
tell
what I'm
you.
saying. Like, I think to me, when you said that, I just thought it was interesting because I never would have thought somebody who was mentally ill would have gone that route because I always saw it as like they never went together. Like it
But
wasn't some. It was the same thing as if I were to go to my parents and they were like, "Bro, just stop being sad." Like.
Yeah, so you're
Like,
like,
go
nah,
clean
they-
it.
Oh, I
they're-
see what you
they're-
mean.
Like I never, and that's why to me when you said that was so interesting because I was like, really?
That
like,
would be the
like
place
people,
you go.
like that's where you would go because I would
Mhm.
feel like that's like if I was going to my parent and like they generally didn't believe me.
I
you know?
think
That's a
it's-
good point. I think that is what it feels like to me too. It's like I feel like they basically just be like, "Don't be sad anymore."
Yeah,
I
and
think
that's why
just
to
pray
me
more.
it was just an interesting thing that I just
No,
wanted
for
to say.
sure. But I think my theory of it is that I think that kind of like what we talked about earlier is that when you're in a mental health episode, the isolation you feel is probably second to
True.
none,
Yeah,
and you probably
that's true.
Just want to belong.
want something.
Mhm.
And so I think kind of like you'll drink seawater if you're thirsty,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that'll happen. But like, just to paint a picture, right? Like, let's say you have OCD, and your OCD thought is like saying like, something bad is gonna happen because I'm an immoral person and God's gonna punish me. Now take that thought, and then you have no one to go to but a priest. What's a priest gonna tell you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like, yeah,
Your
God
thoughts
is
are correct.
Yeah, well, God is gonna punish
Yeah.
you. He's talking to you, son. Like,
Yeah,
he's,
yeah.
you know, like,
I
you
keep-
know, and
Listen to that voice in your head.
and I feel like you can see how. I guess maybe that's just my experience.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak
For
for
sure.
everybody,
Yeah.
but like you
For
can
sure.
see how that can quickly make
you.
you.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I guess I
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I don't need help. I guess I just need to pray more and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
You know,
you know.
all this talk keeps reminding me of I wrote it down. I was like, it keeps reminding me of The Exorcist,
All right.
where it came out that it was like the person who it's kind of based on actually had I forgot what she had. She had something, and then they were like they wanted to use the priest to kind of heal her, but I think she was like schizophrenic or something. She had something. And that's like, to me, I think I always put religion and mental like health. They didn't go together.
Well, because then you hear about like people who are bipolar and have delusions of grandeur, where they'll be like, I'm the devil, or I'm God, or God sent me here. You can't, like, again, mix that with a genuine like clergy. Like, you go there, I can't imagine that they would be all that like. They wouldn't disagree with you like that.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Well, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
tell me more about that." You know, and it sucks, you know,
Yeah.
because like churches aren't equipped to handle that.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a little bit unrelated, but I think it's important because I was watching this video about this priest talking about how like it was, I think, another priest or like a clergyman who came to confess to him. No, it was a reverend, I think, and he had a wife, and he had confessed that he was sexually assaulting his daughter, his toddler, like, and that he had been doing that for years, and he was confessing to this, and the priest said that the only training he had received in, I guess, this church, I don't know if this was a specific branch of Christianity, whatever it was they had like a number to call if they did hear that, and that he thought it was like, a hotline or like to the police or like what to do if somebody confesses that to you. And it wasn't. It was a direct line to the church's lawyer, their law firm.
What?
And so they said, so like tell me exactly what they said. And that they heard like papers like shuffling. And they're like, okay, we're not liable. Like he's okay. Like we can't get in trouble. So, give him his ordained his prayers and everything, and send him on his way. Hear him out and let him confess, and he'll be okay. And that it hit him like a truck where he was like, oh shit, like they didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to make sure that they were protected.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But instead of doing that, he told the guy that was confessing, like, no, you need to go to the police and turn yourself in. And that's what he did. But then he left the church right after that because he was like, the church is not equipped to handle those kinds of things.
That's cold, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yes.
And I can imagine stuff like that probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe you go to confession and it's like, I'm having these thoughts of like, because OCD, there's another thing, a branch of OCD that people don't, is intrusive thoughts. Where you think about like violent things or stuff like that. You confess shit like that, and then maybe just like, just pray it away, you'll be fine. You know?
Do you guys have like an intrusive thought and just have to scream it out? Like I be having to scream my intrusive thoughts. I'm like, stop.
No, I have intrusive thoughts, but I'm pretty good at not acting or saying them. But I do have a lot of intrusive thoughts like all the time.
I do have definitely like those weird, terrible ones. And I'm just over here like, okay, chill out. But I usually try to like scream it out. I think that helps.
Yeah,
yeah.
To me, just like ignoring them. Because like I remember when I experimented with shrooms, I remember my intrusive thoughts became like really loud, and they became almost like scary, where I feel like if I really wanted to, like I could listen to them. And so from like that point on, I was like, you know what? I should just ignore them. And like it's worked for me. So I feel like if I were to say them like you, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it made me feel worse, I guess. I don't know, acting on them.
Yeah.
But I feel that though. I'm not saying that's bad.
I typically, I don't feel like the ones that I think are okay to say out loud, I'll say out loud.
Oh, okay.
But
There's
for the
some that you
most-
think about that are like, I shouldn't even say this out loud.
But
even
I
by
have
myself.
not even by myself. I have like I have a good filter, I guess. But sometimes I say what the hell I be thinking, and yeah, it gets a little murky. But yeah,
I hate saying something and then immediately regretting that I shouldn't have said that.
Yes. That happens
Have you
all the
guys-
time for me.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's our job.
Yeah.
True.
Basically.
I think the podcast has trained me to actually be better at it.
Yeah,
When we
to
first
be
started,
like, don't fucking say that.
yeah, when we first
Yeah.
started, there was so much. I'm like, why the fuck did I say that?
Because
Oh
I think
God.
you often make the mistake of like, I know how I mean this, but I didn't hear how it would sound though.
Yes.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
That right
Banger.
there.
And then we're forced to.
You're
hear
eating
it, though.
today,
Thank
like
you.
back to back. Like,
Thank
let's.
You're mogging
Yes.
today,
I'm
bro.
mogging?
No, you
On the
really
podcast
is. You podcast
Yeah.
mogging today.
You're bogging
For
us, dude.
real.
You're podcast mogging us.
That's crazy.
No, 'cause I really do be having a like. I know what I mean, and I know how I want to say it, but sometimes it doesn't always come out that way. I do feel like I'm getting better at articulating myself, but like it's just like I really want you to feel what I'm trying to say, but I'm
Yeah.
not able to, you know.
Yeah, the worst
So-
is when like you say something like even off podcast and like you meant for it to be like something like
Light.
complimentary or
Yeah.
light,
Mhm.
and you like immediately know like, damn, that sounded fucking mean, or it sounded
yeah,
like
or it
insulting,
sounded me. Yeah. Yeah.
or like. Or even like the person just like immediately didn't take it well. Like even when you're with the homies, like when I'm with like fucking Patrick or something, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know you could drive this good or something.
Like, all right, fuck you.
No, the
Yeah,
funny-
he's like, wow, that's fucked up actually. Like,
I was at a club with my friend, and she had like she knits hats and stuff or whatever, and she had a hat that was like yellow and orange. It was so fucking cool. I'm like, oh, it looks like McDonald's. But then she kind of like was like McDonald's. I'm like, no, but it looks good though.
yeah, I get what you
I can
mean.
understand, but I didn't mean it like that. Like it actually looked cool. So
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say something like, oh, I didn't know you were talented.
That's crazy.
imagine.
But
But
Brandon,
that's cool.
do you have a closing statement? It was good though, just like on like a more
Closing statement.
like just
Janelle's
comments.
closing statement was so good though. I can't.
Which
follow
was
that.
my closing
We
statement.
need a longer month.
That one was really good.
Yes,
That one
thank
was
you.
so good.
Thank you guys.
I knew immediately that shit was gonna blow up. I was like, that was a good one.
Ate
Yeah,
that
like,
up.
I
Did you guys
don't-
have you ever
Be
seen the
like-
Whitney Houston video where she does that?
No,
where
I actually
yeah,
haven't.
her and Bobby are talking about that. That's where I got it from.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
You should
Yeah.
be like in the words of
Who has a mental illness?
in the words of Robin Williams.
Robin
Aw.
Williams.
Yeah.
Did he have a mental illness?
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah.
I don't
Yeah, he
know.
did.
I don't
In
have
the-
a closing
Who else
statement.
has?
Maybe you could
Kanye?
stitch. Maybe you could stitch something together, like throughout the podcast. Yeah.
Wait, you're funny.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
No, nothing?
I don't. I'm
Just be
blanking.
like, shout out to
You just outmogged us, whatever that
I
is. Just say you just
know.
did that. Yeah.
now you're what's the opposite of mogging? Is there a term for that? You're gesture gooning.
That's crazy.
maybe something about like we gotta have this discussion, guys. Shit like that.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
good.
know. Yeah.
That's good. But before we send it off, we still have our
Hot topic.
Our
No.
no.
Question.
Question of the week.
Mm.
He's
Look at
fumbling
him.
now. He's fumbling.
Mhm.
He's
The lights were too bright.
Look at you doing
it's
it. Stop
slipping.
doing that.
it's slipping through your
Pause,
fingers.
dude.
dude.
Right?
It's
Look at
like-
him. Look at him. Look at him.
He's like,
You guys have
He
a
had to
dirty
sleep
mind.
it in. He had
You
to
guys have
sleep
a
it
dirty
in.
mind.
he's going.
He's like,
Everything I do.
You're slipping, dude.
that's basically what he was doing.
You're slipping, bro.
He was holding them.
Wow. Look
You're
at you.
slipping, bro. You're slipping.
Look how he's doing this. You're terrible. He's a pro
All
at it.
right.
He's
But
a pro.
Julie, what's our question of the week?
First I wanted to give a shout out to
Oh, yeah.
last question,
Oh, yeah,
last
yeah,
week's
yeah,
question
yeah.
of the week.
Which was
Which was sorry, it's loading.
Go
So
to
it
partner's
was
phone.
yeah. So is it ever justifiable to go through your partner's phone? And these were some of people's answers.
okay.
I wouldn't call it justifiable, but sometimes it is required to save you from a manipulative liar.
Mm.
Oh, damn,
Somebody,
that sounds personal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
From a
They're
piece
not
of
lying.
shit
Mm.
backstabber.
Who lives in fucking Chicago?
Named Brad.
Somebody said in all caps, yes.
Damn.
Somebody said it's time we join forces.
Wow.
What does that mean?
What does
I don't know.
That's like mysterious.
I don't know
Yeah.
what that means, but anyways, other one was depends on the. Somebody said depends on the reasons. Boundaries are also important to BH. FYI, I love the show.
Thank
you.
Somebody else said, if you feel like you need to, then there's no trust. No relationship exists without trust.
I saw this TikTok that made me think of this because they were like, what did they say? I won't just go through your phone. I'll go through your booty. I was like, oh, okay. They were wilding. Y'all know what TikTok I'm talking about? The sound?
I've heard it, and then I've seen where the girls will go like that to their man.
I'm
like,
dead.
I haven't seen it, but that's
I'm
fucking
like, oh,
good.
okay.
I watched it. That's funny.
And then last one, this person said, "El que busca encuentra." If you're gonna do it, better be ready to leave that person.
100%.
Yeah,
dude.
I agree. I think the
100%.
only way you should go through someone's phone now is if you are ready to leave.
I love
Yeah.
how I love
Changed.
last week when I was rewatching it, and Stewie was like, "I want to eat, so I'm not gonna look through their phone."
It's true though.
Yeah,
Nah,
you
I
don't
would
want to do
never.
it, girl.
I would never.
Yeah, 2 days.
But this week's question of the week is, what's a fear you've outgrown?
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what's funny? We placed this one before the pod, and I still didn't think of an answer. But when I was a kid, I guess I'll go first. When I was a kid, I was afraid of a lot of things, actually. Like, I didn't realize this until I became a grown man, because now I'm not scared of basically anything, and except for rational stuff, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
Like
falling off the
tigers and
roof if
shit?
I'm on the what'd you say?
like tigers and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
like
not scared.
like if I'm in the fucking forest with the bear, obviously, like I'm
Yeah.
gonna be tripping out. But
Yeah.
like for the most part, I'm not scared of most things. But when I was a kid, I was scared of so many things. I think I was mainly scared of like not knowing who I was. Like I think when I was a kid, I felt like everybody who's older than me and all my friends, like they all knew who they were, and they were all into all their like specific things, and like everybody just felt like they like just knew inherently like what their interests and dislikes were. And I feel like I didn't know that. I felt like I was such like a fabricated like poser. Like I was putting on like a performance of like whatever I felt like I had to be in order to like exist. And as I got older, I kind of unlearned that. I think just through experience, through finding out like, damn, I actually, there's a lot of stuff that I do like that other people don't like. And that's okay. Because I think I was always wanting to fit in, as all kids
Yeah.
do. So I think like the stuff that I inherently liked, I realized wasn't the popular thing. And so I think I shunned that for so long. So as I got older, I learned to, I unlearned to be that way. I stopped being afraid of the fact that I'm being inauthentic and realized that I think, therefore I am. If I think that I like these things, then I do. So that's
I like
my
that.
answer.
I feel like I have a mixture of both. Like I agree with that, and then like the fear of like disappointing people and like other people outside of myself. Like I think I got better with just being like, like you said, I am who I am, and this is what I like, and this is who I am. So type shit. And
Type shit.
but I think one of the biggest ones is like my purpose. Like I feel like I was so afraid of finding my purpose or like not having a purpose and stuff like that. And then I think as I've gotten older, I realized it's really not that serious. Life is meant to be lived the way you want to be lived, and like I could take things. It reminds me of that movie Soul. Which I think is a really good movie. So like that's what I think of when I think of like my purpose now. I'm like, it doesn't need to be this big thing. It doesn't need to be, one thing. It could just be, the smallest things. Like I really do think it's really important, like pay attention to like the little small shit. Like I really do get geeked off of little trees and shit and like flowers and butterflies and random things or stuff like that. I'm very curious. So I'm like, I'm not afraid of that anymore. I'm not afraid of trying to be this big thing or disappointing people in the process. I'm just here to be me. That's all I have to do. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. I like that.
Thank you guys.
Julie, Brandon?
You could go.
Maybe like the fear of being seen. I don't think I liked being seen as a kid. I didn't like being I didn't like when people knew stuff about me or like I don't know, in all facets. I didn't want to be seen physically. I didn't want to be seen on the inside. But I think I learned through life that if you want to live a meaningful life, you have to be seen. Like I think the best people around you are the people who do see you, and you have to let them see you. You know what I mean? And unless you do that, you're gonna attract people who don't see you, who don't understand you, and that's really unfulfilling. Because then eventually you'll start to not see you.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be in that position because
Mhm.
then it's really hard to start to be like, oh yeah, like this is what I like, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. Because I think after a while your life starts to get really small when you live like that. You know what I mean? You don't go to things that you should. You don't talk to people you should. You don't engage in the activities you want to engage in.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you look around and your life is really tiny and you aren't doing anything. So risk being seen.
Yeah. I like that one.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes. I can't snap. I cannot snap.
You can't snap?
No, it hurts actually. It feels weird. I can't
It
do
hurts. There's no way.
Am I doing
I'm
it?
like,
Oh, I'm
can you
doing it, but I don't like it. I don't
Wow,
like the
can
way
you
that
whistle?
feels. No, can you whistle while you twerk?
I just asked if you could whistle. Not all that extra
I love
shit.
it. Huh?
Did you whistle?
No,
Who
it was
whistled?
him. It was him.
Oh my god, I wish I could whistle. It's like that one. What's the show where she was like, "Can
That
you
was
whistle?" And then like the little kid show where she's like, "Can you whistle?" And then the girl on the phone was like, "No, but I haven't tried." And then she tries and she hangs up on the girl real
Oh
fast.
yeah, the pig.
the pig, yeah,
pig one.
yeah. I
I
think
forgot
that
what
is
it's
so funny because I can't whistle either.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You could do the really loud one, no? The one where you put like your.
I can,
Oh,
but
wow.
I have to try a few times before I get it.
Oh wow.
I can whistle with my teeth.
Oh.
Wow, that one's nice.
Hangs up.
I can only do the standard one. I don't have all the extra ones.
I used to
Yeah.
be good at it, but I can't do it anymore. Can't whistle anymore.
Yeah, no.
Can't do the Mexican one. Wow,
Wow.
that one's good.
He's been
I can't
practicing
do
that one.
I love that one.
Isn't that's not bad, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, that's not the gang one, right?
See, we care.
I think it means like what, like look out. I think so. I think it means like look out.
There's a bunch of them that mean different things.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
one means look out. Like
Ah.
down the street if like you see the cops and the homies like all the
the
way down.
hurras.
Yeah, the homie Jose says the hurras. The hurras. Julie?
But well, in the show, no, I'm just kidding. What's a fear I feel like I've outgrown? Something that I guess I kind of thought, I think when Janel said it, was the fear of not knowing, especially like not knowing who I wanted to be as I got older. I think it for sure hit me a lot more in college. I mean, even in high school. No, actually, it hit me up my whole life. Because I think even in middle school when we used to do projects of like, oh, what do you want to be when you like grow up and stuff, and like there was a direction of what I wanted my life to be, which is like, I mean, my answer was like I wanted to work with like animals, so I wanted to be like a vet. But in reality, I actually wanted to work more in arts, so I wanted to be like either like a fashion designer or like an actual like artist who like painted and did all these things. But I think just growing up, I always just had that fear of like it's not gonna get me anywhere being like an artist. So I always felt like I should go in a different direction of like what my parents sort of wanted me to be, which is like either go into like law or like medicine or whatever that was. But as I got older, I was like, that's not what I want to do, so I need to figure it out. And then in high school it was the same thing. Like I still didn't know, and it was never a thought, especially like going to college, that I wanted to go to like school, and like what I wanted to get my degree in. And then even in college, like I switched my major so many times that I didn't even know what I wanted to do. And I think up to this point, I still sometimes feel like I don't know what I want to do, but I'm not as scared as I was before. And I think that has to do with a lot of the opportunities that I've been given currently that I never envisioned myself to be in. Like I never thought I'd be working in the NBA or in MLB or to be doing a podcast where like millions of people have seen us. Like those are things that I never imagined myself when I was 10 or like 12, that I'd be in these spaces and people actually like admiring the things that I say. Because again, I've talked about how like people picked on me when I was younger. So like to see all those things and like not be scared of like what's next is like, it excites me actually. It makes me really excited of like how I'll actually be in entering my 30s as well. Like I'm very excited to be 30. So I'm just like, that's such a fear that I remember just having as a kid so much, and like not having that anymore is like really nice. And like it's also really nice to like teach other people not to be scared of the unknown. And I think to me it's just like a very like nice thing to like kind of see now of how much I've outgrown that part of myself.
Yeah.
Because I love teaching other people. I think that's another big thing that I also learned is that I love teaching people of either life or like through school or whatever it is. Because I feel like I would have loved someone like that for myself. And so then since I didn't have that, I want to become that person for people. And so that's why I'm like, I think that was like one of the big things that I kept thinking about, where I was like, I think I've outgrown that, because I'm like, I feel like even now I still feel like I don't know what I want to do with my life in certain aspects, mostly like I guess in career. I'm still trying to figure that out, but in life I know that there's things of what I want to do. And so then that's why I'm like, I'm very excited in life and like what it's going to take me, because that's literally how life has always been for me up till now. So I'm very excited. And I'm very glad to say that that's something that I've outgrown.
Wow.
I'm proud of you. Yes.
Wow, this might be my favorite question so far.
Yeah.
Guys.
When you said, what did you list? You're like, working in the MLB, working in the NBA, having
I'm
a
like-
podcast a million. I wanted to be like,
Yeah. Literally. You know, ate up. No, for real.
Yeah, the NBA, the MLS, and the MLB,
Wow.
and a podcast.
Eat that up. Period.
Wow, this is
This
literally my
is a
favorite
great
one.
episode.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love this one.
I also really like the wow, like just like what a privilege it is to just like see yourself grow up, like in general. Like I think like a thing that you guys each said, like a piece of it resonated with me, and it just made me feel so like grateful. Like damn, like what a privilege it is to see yourself grow. You know, like because damn, like dude, I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I was so scared of so much shit, and like seeing all the things that you guys are saying, like really make me also like realize like I wasn't alone in that. Of like, damn, there's a lot of shit that everybody like was afraid of when they were kids, and so it's so beautiful to see like us like all grown and like I don't know, guys, it does get better.
Literally,
gets
learning,
better.
growing,
It does.
unlearning.
right.
Yeah.
Growing.
It
It
does.
reminds me what you were saying, like uncertainty is reality. So pretty much like the unknown is what it is. It's, we never know what's going to happen. So that was like really cool.
Well, because I also think like I think back to like high school, and especially like all the breakups that I saw my friends go through, or like just like shit that was happening, and that was like the end of the world to us.
Yeah.
And to think that like now there's so much more, and it does get better, like especially when you go through, you know, difficult relationships, like it does get better. Like you find the light at the end of the tunnel. Like,
Nothing stays the same forever. So whenever you're in like these dark moments, just go through them.
yeah.
Like I think a lot of times we try to shy away from it, but when you sit in it, you go through it, everything gets better. 'Cause
Yeah.
Only
nothing
way
stays the same.
out is through.
I
I
won't say it. I won't say it.
I was gonna say something else, but
You know what? With that,
I was gonna say something else too, but I was like, I feel like he said that, and I was like, I can't say it.
with that,
I can't say it anymore.
we'll go ahead and wrap up this episode. But before we do that,
What do
Oh,
I
we have a
gotta
student
do?
of the month too,
Who's our student of the month?
Eli.
Oh yeah, Eli Quintero, shout out to you.
Student of the month, Eli.
Of February.
yeah,
Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Start just ripping this shit down. It's like fuck yeah,
Parkour.
Shout out to Yoel, Stephen Carvajal, and Daniel. Like,
Oh,
it shut off.
Damn.
oh wow.
Well, that
Wow.
was really well timed. I got the shout outs out. But thank you for watching. We really appreciate everybody who tuned in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.